Welcome to the Diversity Connector podcast, where we explore the rich tapestry of human experiences. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the country on which we meet today. I would also like to pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging, and together as we dive into conversations that bridge cultures, challenge stereotypes, and celebrate the unique perspectives each of us brings to the table. Each episode is a journey through stories and insights from a kaleidoscope of voices, each sharing their colorful narrative. Whether you're at home, on the go, or just anywhere in between, you're now part of a community that values understanding, inclusivity, and the beauty of diversity. So plug in your headphones, get comfortable, and let's connect through the power of our shared stories. Welcome, and thank you for joining us on the Diversity Connector podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Diversity Connector. This is Gertrude Mache here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of yet another fascinating young man. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, how old you are, and share your story with us today.
Hello, my name is Jamy Alex. I am from Melbourne, Victoria. And I've been here for some time now. I said 21 years. I came from South Sudan, and it's been a journey. I went from South Sudan to Egypt, and from Egypt, and I arrived in Australia here not a long time ago. And I am 34 years old, and I'm a youth worker. I've been doing youth work for about maybe 7 to 8 years now. I've really enjoyed doing it. I came here when I was 14 years old. I came here with my parents. I came here as a refugee, and I lived here. I was with them for quite a while before I started going on my own journey. And when I arrived in Australia here, it was a bit different. Not a lot of people was here, not a lot of South Sudanese that I could say that were around, but I was grateful to be here and to experience the Australian way of life. It wasn't easy at the start, but then we got through it. So my childhood was a bit rough, but from that's how I got experience to actually trying to help the youth, because I wasn't an angel myself. I got into a bit of trouble, but then from there, that's what driven me to actually start to help the youth. I started working as an outreach worker for outreach for Africa Oscare, and that was based in Southeast Melbourne. And I started doing an outreach because I knew a lot of people there, and it was easy for me to get them to the programs that didn't know about, which is to help them with their financial need, criminal crimes, and all sort of things that they didn't really know about it that's back in the system. And I started doing that for Selba Luca. She was my director and mentor. I started working with her for a couple of years, and from there I actually got a job, like a paid job, because I was doing volunteering for about 4 years at least. And then from there I started to move and got a paid job with YSAS, Youth Service and Service Advocacy. I started working first in residential worker, that's in Fitzroy, which is rehabilitation area, when the kids come there and then they're trying to get withdrawal and everything like that. I worked there for about, I'll say 5 months. And from 5 months from there, I kind of stepped up and they wanted me to work as an early intervention worker for kids as early as 10 years age to 17. So I started working there. I did there I ran the primary school holiday programs with the kids. I started working there. I did there for I think 4 to 5 months. And from there I stepped up again. Like they wanted me to work with all the youth now from 18 to 23. Actually from 17 to 23. So I started working with them. That's in Sunshine, based in Sunshine. and help them with the same kind of thing with substance use. I was an AOD and outreach worker, so help them to reduce the substance use or maybe abstain from it completely, and help the homeless if they want a house and everything like that. And actually, as with crime prevention as well, trying to get them out of the justice system. So, and I work with the forensic teams for a couple of while. So I started working there uh, early last year, and I worked there for about, I'll say, 8 months, something like that. And I really enjoyed working in. I really enjoy working with the youth and help them get in the right path, and that's like what's driven me. And right now, I'm studying like personal training, and I'm trying to get into counseling as well, because that would help me like get the youth in, because they want something to do, which is got to do with sport, and train their body and their mind, and get them just in the right position in the right area. And that's what I'm trying to do, and trying to maybe hopefully in the future I'll have a place like where they can come and they can train, they can get counsel at the same time, which will work. I've seen it working when I was doing with the Youth in Sunshine, when we had like access to gym and everything like that. They really like that program, and they actually show up for that. And that's what I think, that's a good place for them to come and show what they have to show. So that's me.
Wow, you've been on quite a journey, your travel from Africa to Australia. So let's start with your formative years. What were the biggest challenges that you found when you arrived in Australia? What was the culture shock like? Did you have the language skills? Tell us about the beginning part of your life.
Yeah, sure. Well, because I knew English a little bit when I came, because I studied in English school in Egypt. And so a little bit of English was there. It wasn't really that bad. And when I came here, it wasn't really like a bad experience. I actually loved it. It was nice and everything like that. There's so much freedom that you can do a lot of stuff. Like I'll see all my peers in school, they're enjoying their life and everything. Yeah, there's not so much of like Africans in there, like South Sudanese, but there was a bit you can pick them out of the pack, you know. But then we kind of formed friends as well from there, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't really a culture shock for me, but it was different. I would say different to how I grew up and everything. How school kids can get beat up at school when they're not listening good and all that. But here they have a lot of freedom, and I kind of joined into that, and that's what kind of like drove me away a little bit. But it was a good experience.
That's really good to know. Now, a lot of South Sudanese youth are experiencing challenges, problems, and are needing some mentoring, some support, especially in the work that you've been doing. Where do you think the main focus should be? And how do we appeal to the youth so that they, like you said, we prevent them getting into trouble before they get into trouble?
I would say the main focus would be like, cause this is something that we don't really concentrate on. It's like mental health. Mental health is a big issue. Like we don't know about that because we come from a different place where we don't have to like the whole village kind of races you, you know. You're around here, you got friends everywhere, family everywhere. But here everybody like lives very, very far away. And sometimes like you just get the mental health these kids are going through, and they want someone to actually listen to them and to see what they're going through. If you can sit down with them one-on-one, whether you're a parent or a friend or something like that, ask them what's going on. Are you okay? What can we help with? Like, what do you need? Stuff like that. Because most of the kids here, they're so accustomed to the street, because the street give them everything. We give them freedom and they can do whatever. If you want to talk to them, you can't talk to them, you know. And so we really need to be there for our children, you know, be close at home, whatever, and just give them a little bit of freedom, not close them so much, because when you do that, that's when the kids start going somewhere else and start to find the street becomes their family, you know, and they fit in there. But if you're at home, start from at home, like be as a friend to your kid or to your brother or sister, like just be there and speak to them and have an open mind conversations, you know. What's going on in school, what can we help with, what do you need, stuff like that. And actually that would help, you know, just being an open mind conversation, that would really help.
Yeah, you're right. In Africa, we are brought up by the whole village. You're never totally alone. There's always someone in the community to talk to. Whereas here we are really living in isolation. So when you finished school, you started looking for work. Tell us about your job hunting experiences. Did you experience any discrimination? Was it a challenge for you to get into the workplace?
Well, at school it was a bit of discrimination, a little bit, but it wasn't that much. But then when I finished school, I didn't really straight away went into jobs, hunting for jobs straight away like that. I started like I'm saying like I went with the groups with the friends because the friends became like a friend to me because I didn't really have a good relationship at home with my family because of the ways things happen at school. So I didn't really start going to a job. I started hanging with wrong group of peers, and I really got myself into a bit of trouble as well with court cases and fines and all those kind of things. So I got to do the bad things that the street does. Like, so that's what I can see the youth doing it right now. I'm like, okay, maybe they're teenagers, maybe they'll learn from there. But before it gets too late, I hope they'll learn from there. And because when that happened to me, I started going looking for help for myself before. And then I started just going to a factory works, I started getting factory job here and there. And I was actually living by myself since the age of, I would say, 18 years old because I kind of went out of home and I kind of just indulged and enjoyed the freedom that I had. The parents were not talking to you and everything. I wouldn't say it was good stuff, but it was a learning experience for me. And I lived from sharing accommodation till I really actually like went back to the family and apologized and to the things that happened and everything like that. Now I told them, now I'm grown and I'm gonna like start a right path. And that was the time when I was around, I would say around 22. That's when I went back and I realized because me and my high school sweetheart we were about to have a kid, and I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna get a kid, I don't want to be doing the same kind of things that I've been doing as a teenager. Now I gotta pull myself up, find out what kind of help I can get, and because I want to raise a right child in the right way. So I started like actually looking for help, and that's how I ran into Selba and everything like that. And she actually helped me with my substance use and everything like that. And from there, when I saw the help that she helped me, I'm like, okay, maybe this is something that I would like to do as well. Try to give back to the community and try to help. And then she was right there at the time. She was just starting Afri-Care. And then she's like, would you like to be an outreach worker for me and everything like that? I'm like, okay, yeah, because I know a lot of people going through the same kind of things that I'm going through. And I would really, really like to help. Why not do something with you, and whatever that you have in hand or in mind, we can do it together. So I started actually liking the youth. So I'll go to the youth places and direct them to Selba, and they'll come there. They'll get the kind of help that I want, and just started from there.
That is amazing. Now, I know that Afri-Care has done a lot for the youth here in Victoria. One of the things that fascinated me the most was the formation of the basketball team. What are they called? The Black Rhinos.
Black
So
Rhinos,
they
yeah.
really tapped into sports as a way to engage with the youth, correct?
Yeah, it
Why
was
is
the Black Rhinos
it
and the women as well. We had the women Pelicans, but it didn't succeed that well. The women one, but the Black Rhinos, I co-founded it with Salva. So, because I used to play basketball with the youth in Noah Park and everything like that, and she was asking me, what can we do to get the youth, like, to attract them? So I decided, I'm like, this, they wanted to do music first. I'm like, music is kind of, these days the music is bad influence even, they only talk about drugs and all that thing. I don't think the music is the way to go. Let's go with basketball, because I know a group of people that play every Monday in Noah Park. How about we go to them there and we present ourselves, and we we give them a team, like, and then like we actually register them in the basketball and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. She's like, all right, let's go there. So I went there. I spoke, because all of them is like my peers, and some of them I grew up with them. And I told them, here's an opportunity. Instead of just playing here in the community every Monday, we can actually make a team and join the domestic competition and everything like that. And they were really happy with it, and we had a great turnout. They all joined up. We did practices and everything like that, and that's how Black Rhino came about. Really, we had all this people that hide in office, administration people that come through, the judges, all the big people that came to the opening night. It was really a good, great turnout, and that's how Black Rhino started. And now Black Rhino have like around 11 teams that play in the MMBL, Melbourne Metropolitan League, and they're really going strong. They've been winning championship. They've been doing the thing, so it's still going because I got help from my brother as well. My brother, he does basketball for Standard Basketball. He has his own program, and he kind of connected me with a coach from his school, which he was coach from his school, and he was really happy. He really helped the African. He really liked to join with it and help them like get to the next phase. So he was really good, and it's still running till now. And I'm really, really grateful for that I had to be involved in something like that kind of created and took people out of the crime, because we had one for crime prevention and we had one for the kids as well. So it was just it's almost like a club. I would say it's a club because we had over how many members, a lot of members in there from 7 to 32 years old. So, and it's still going till now. And I'm so grateful for that, even though I'm not really a big part of it right now, but I know that I birthed something with someone that's doing something really good right now.
That is fantastic. You really found a way of that energy and channeling the kids to do something they loved. Now, you talked a little bit about the needs for mental health support. Mental health is a big issue in any community, but more so in the refugee community, because people are coming from homes that have experienced generational trauma through the war, through the struggle of living in refugee camps. And that then transfers to the youth, correct? So what kind of things should be done maybe in the high schools to catch the kids before they get into trouble? And what kind of things should be done in the workplace to be aware of the needs of mental health issues for the community? Tell us a little bit about that.
I would say, especially at school, it could be something like a workshop, like a lunchtime, where the student meet and they talk about their challenges, like what they're going through. If you can spare even 15 minutes a day, where they can come in and they can talk about their struggles and what's happening, and it's really, really hard to get the kids to get into that. But you need an elder. You need in every school, I would say you need someone like elder from African, because what I said, what I find out as well, if you see right now in the shopping mall or the security mall, there's always an African security guard, which is an elder of age, and that really helped put a bit of fear to the kid, not so much as in beating or something like that, but you give them respect. They don't want to act that kind of way in front of the elders, so they're always trying to hide from that. But if you have that kind of elder in a school and he can facilitate the program, I'm pretty sure they will show, because the elder might know their parents or might know their mother or the sister or whatever. There's always connection there with us Africans, especially South Sudanese that we came here. And when you have that kind of elder that kind of facilitate the program and get them to come there every lunchtime or spare time for 15 minutes and talk to them, that will make sure in the workplace, it'll be something like sports, get them to come for sport or for barbecue, or something that's so much into their interest, not just what you want. It's something you have to you have to get some do some surveys, around what's the students they like, what they like to be in their life, today at school or in holidays, what interests them, and that way you can find out exactly what interests them and you can build around that and deliver it to them. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's very true. It's really tapping into the interest of the people that you're trying to help. That's where you make a big difference.
Yeah.
Now, Diversity Connector is really a podcast where we hope to give exposure to organizations who are looking for diverse people, who are looking for support in their organizations. Based on all of the range of things that you have done in your life, where do you see yourself being positioned in any organization in terms of how you can be of assistance?
Um, I would say so much of community development engagement work because I like to be out there and go to the community and find out actually what the youth want, like I said before, and what can we do for them. So that's basically my role. I'll see that's what it is. That's what I've been doing the whole time. Like, and that's how I really build on. I go out like if there's programs, we try to start a program, whether it's basketball, whether it's soccer, whether it's music, because even though I said music was really something like that, but something based on their interest, and that's my kind of work. I go out there and spend the time, whether it's one on one with the youth or whether with the group, and just engage in something that's positive, not healthy as well. And what I see myself like, that's what I can really give in because I'm really out there kind of person. I'm easy to talk to as well, and we can be friendly in any sort of way. And that's basically what I'm trying to do. Like with my study, basically in the future, have a maybe having a small gym, where the kids can come and they can train. While we train, we can talk, we can chip in into the things that's been happening. Because I know one thing about kids, they like to train, they like to get themselves looking good because outside to their peers. But we want to do that in a positive way, get a healthy body, healthy mind. When while you talk about your problems and hopefully you can just disappear bit by bit. And that's what I see myself doing.
Yeah, there would be a ripple effect when somebody's working on the outside of their body, internally working on the inside as well. So you get it both on both sides.
Yeah,
That's
because
absolutely,
I'm also doing nutrition as well at the same like personal training in nutrition and to get them to
yeah,
eat the right way as well. Because a lot of these kids don't eat all they just invest their time in smoking or drinking stuff like that. They don't really eat in their body to make their body feel good. So that's one thing I
yeah.
want to study as well.
Now that you're a father, I take it you are more and more aware of the needs of young people to eat healthy, be healthy. Has that impacted on your work, just trying to create a better life for your kids?
Oh, very big, big, massive, massive. It impacted very big. That's what I see every time I see those kids stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, yeah. I don't want really my kids to be that sort of way, and I want to help them kids as well at the same time because I see the way they're doing is not good. And once I have that kid, I feel for the parents as well at the same time. Like, yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, we can step in there and trying to help them and make it easier for the parents because most kids here don't really listen to their parents. It's really really hard. It's rarely that you find a lot of kids that in trouble like that or out of one single parent home stuff like that to listen because most of them their father's probably not home or
Yes,
stuff like that, and it makes it very hard for one parent to actually try to, especially boys, to try to. I'm not saying girls are not the same, but it's the same thing. It makes it hard when you're single parents. And when I see that, I'm like, nah, I really want to help into that, as long I have kids as well. And I want my kids, when they grow up, to see the example of me and trying to do maybe something similar, or whatever path they want to be, but not to get into the same kind of like way that I built up. So I want to like when they grow up, they see me doing the positive stuff like that, so they can learn from that.
that's fantastic. So let's finish off with a question about, again, your past. When you were younger and in trouble, trying to get help, what three nuggets of wisdom would you have wanted somebody to say to you at that time? If you could have met a mentor, a coach, somebody who could have supported you, give us three nuggets of wisdom in case there's a young person who's listening to this podcast and they're in trouble, they don't know what to do. What three pieces of advice would you give them?
Um, I would say when I was young that I wanted. I didn't know about the back system and what kind of help they can help the youth. So I would say trying to find those like community organization that's around you because they actually cater to your help. If you can find and go there in those kind of communities, that will actually help you if you're in trouble and you want that kind of help. Because I didn't know that it was there until I met with Salva and a couple of other friends, and they told me that's what it is. That's one thing I'll say. Trying to get more involved around with your community. And the second thing I would say, just don't follow the wrong group that's doing the bad stuff, like because it doesn't end up well, really. And it's very, very hard to say that sitting here. But that's one thing I'll say, because when I was young and I wasn't living at home with parents, so it was very easy for me to defer that way, and I went that way so quick. But then I'm grateful that I was like really like I was capable of looking for help for myself as well. So I started. You have to be like believe in yourself that you can get out any situation that you get yourself into. You can really get out. If you really want to get help, you can get out. And the third thing is just be positive and be healthy. Trying to find something that really interests you, like a program. Whether I'll say always sport is always really good. Once you get sport, you have a community in sport there. They all like have the same kind of mind. They want to do their sport and want to be good in that kind of sport. So once you get there, you become really family with that. You kind of take away from all this kind of trouble. You concentrate on your sport, and that's what I would say.
I love that. And now to look into the future, seeing as you are now a father and you are looking at your own children's future, if you could go into the future and create a world that is supportive for young youth, what would that world look like? Why are you so passionate about doing what you're doing now? And what is the legacy you want to leave for your kids?
I'll say I want the world festival with no judgment, because a lot of people judge, and judgment really drives away people. You want an open world, no judgment. Let people be who they want to be, but in a good way, in a positive way. Basically, you can give advice and everything like that, but advice with no judgment will be the best thing. And have everything like I would say, have a lot of things that the youth want available, like almost to their fingertips, and that would be nice if they have that. Everything will come together. Just be open community and big family, And once you have something like that, there's no judgment and a lot of stuff available for them, and just be there for one another. That would be a beautiful world.
Well, thank you so much for coming online and sharing your story with us today. I'm really glad that you've gone back into the community and you're trying to empower young people who are struggling at the moment to navigate their way through life. And good luck with your studies. I'm pretty sure you'll get through that and use those skills again in the work that you're doing. Thank you so much, Jamy.
Thank you so much, Gertrude. It was a pleasure being here with you.
And thank you to everybody who's tuned in today. The Diversity Connector is connecting you with people from all walks of life, different backgrounds, sharing our story so you get to understand what life is like on the other side. So tune in again tomorrow when I interview another amazing guest. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world, and bye for now. And that's a wrap, everybody, on today's episode of the Diversity Connector podcast. Thank you for tuning in and being part of our vibrant and global conversation. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and it's been an honor to share this space with you, where voices from all walks of life come together to weave a tapestry of diverse perspectives. Remember, every story you've heard today is a thread in the larger fabric of our shared humanity. So, as you step back into your world, carry these stories with you and let them inspire you to embrace and celebrate the rich diversity around us. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast to help us share these inspiring stories with more listeners. Do follow us on social media by looking for the Diversity Connector podcast for more updates. Until then, keep connecting, keep listening, and keep celebrating the beauty of diversity. This is the Diversity Connector podcast signing off. Stay curious, stay open,